well, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Detroit Lions film against the Washington football team. It is Tuesday, so we're heading into the film room, and we're looking at this Washington football game. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll start Carolina week, and we'll start to take a look at the Carolina Panthers. We'll start to focus on their offense, their defense. You guys know the drill, the game plans, everything like that. But in today's video, we're taking a look at the Lions against the Washington football team. I got the film sometime last night, so today we're diving into it. And this first film video that we're going to do, again, comment below other stuff you guys want to see us take a look at on film. But this first one that we're going to do, we're going to take a look at what was the difference between the first half and the second half, okay? Why in the first half did we only give up 3 points, and in the second we gave up 24, okay? What was the problem here? And we're specifically looking at those swing plays, all right? The swing plays, those plays that are super critical, the third downs, the fourth downs, the plays where if you get a stop, the game changes. If you allow a first down, the game changes. Those huge plays. Take a look at the first half first and then the second half, and just take a look at those swing plays and what happened, right? How did the Lions get off the field? How did the Lions get stops in the first half? And then second half, why weren't they able to get those stops? Why weren't they able to get off the field, right? What was hurting the Detroit Lions? That's what we're taking a look at in today's video. So we're going to start off with the first half. Let's just dive right into it, honestly. Let's just do it. Let's dive right into it. Again, the Lions only gave up 3 points in the first half, but as I said yesterday, 4 of their first 5 drives, they were in our territory. They were moving the football all game. The difference was in the first half, we were able to get off the field. So why was that? Well, let's take a look at their first drive here. Now, there's 2 players to circle. One guy you need to keep an eye on the entire time as we watch film, and that's Everson Griffen. And on this play specifically, Reggie Ragland, who also played a pretty good game. Everson Griffen came out and he was a beast. 5 quarterback hits. A player this year on the Lions, I don't believe has had 5 quarterback hits in a game. 5 QB hits. All right, we were right to say that he was going to play really well. I didn't think he'd play this well, but he was a beast today. And it started off with this play. Athleticism, you know, all that stuff is great. But if you don't have it up here, if you're not smart up here, if you can't diagnose things, it doesn't really matter. Here you're going to see Everson Griffen, something we talked about in the film back when we signed him, to say we traded for him. And this is his kind of read and react. It's not necessarily a screen, but his ability to stay disciplined and stay in that backside, help contain. So watch this. So they're going to go with the end around play here to J.D. McKissick, and you're going to see Everson Griffen, instead of rushing back there trying to make something happen, he stops. He's like, hold up, I'm free. I'm going to stop and wait just to make sure this isn't an end around. Knowing his film, knowing what they like to do, it is an end around, he blows it up. Then also Reggie Ragland, who blows up the interior, who just goes right through the hole, fills the gap aggressively, and he's the guy to clean it up because Griffen can't bring him down, but he sets up a 10-yard loss here. So let's take a look at it. Watch this. Boom. So you can see the way they're blocking. Griffen's thinking to himself, okay, wait, hold up, I'm free. Griffen could try to attack down and try to follow around, but if he does that, he's going to give it to the outside, and all of a sudden it's true font one-on-one. You don't want that. But Griffen sets this play up. Boom, watch. He waits. Now he takes off. Alex Smith, you're not slick. What is that? My boy. What do you do? You just fell on the ground. Don't try to tell me you were trying to block him, because you weren't. I wouldn't try to block him either. But he gets back there and blows it up. Now, he's not able to bring it down. But you see Ragland, who blew up the hole, who got in there quick, is the guy that fouls up, and it's a 10-yard loss. And I think that really helped Everson Griffen because he got off to a hot start. He started to feel good, and I think that's sometimes what you need. You just need something early to get you going. This is a 3rd and 13. You know, the Lions, look, they started at, what is it, our 13-yard line? They're going to be backed up to their out of field goal range. In 2 plays, they're going to be backed out of field goal range. A 10-yard loss and now a sack. This one comes from Romeo Okwara. We also, again, have to keep an eye on Everson Griffen. Both these guys get a lot of pressure off of the edge. Again, remember, they were starting a backup tackle, Cornelius Lucas, but the edge pressure was right here. And when you could get that with 4, man, you're in a good spot. Because show more, but they dropped 7. And they did that a lot in this game. And I think a lot of it had to do with Everson Griffen being so nasty. He was just playing so well. And Matt Patricia was able to say, okay, drop. Just drop. And it worked. Here you're going to see a sack. Now, again, the crossing route, some we'll touch on a little bit more in a second. But I like what the Lions did here. But again, you only need 13 yards, so you don't need to really force the issue. But you can see across the board. I mean, Trufont's not, playing the sticks here. They're still playing pretty darn aggressive when you think of a 3rd and long, right? I mean, this one not so much. But this is still pretty aggressive coverage for a 3rd and long. But what I like they do here is they're actually going to have their safety, Duron Harmon, cut down and take away the crossing route. And Trufant is going to leave it alone because Trufant can't follow that across the play and make the stop. He's just not fast enough. So they do a great job. So Trufant follows. He sees it. He's like, okay, it's a crossing route. I'm going to go out here and help against Logan Thomas. Meanwhile, Harmon's got to come down. And all he has to do is make the tackle because they need 13 yards. Alex Smith sees that. He's like, okay, I don't have my big man, Logan Thomas. He's not getting the leverage because Trufant dropped. Now you get pressure off of both ends, and you get a sack. The communication is something that's went to a completely new level. As the season is going on, and as their cornerback and players are getting healthy, and they're playing together, the communication is taking the next step. And that was what we didn't see early in the year. Early in the year, we see miscommunication. We see guys not in the right place. We see crossing routes go for 50 yards. But that's changed. Yes, they will convert crossing routes. Yes, we will give up plays. They're just tough to cover in general. But we've improved in communication where we are able to get off the field at certain moments in certain plays. And these are just big-time plays. I mean, they moved the ball all game, but big-time plays. You can see back to his 39 now all of a sudden out of field goal range in 2 snaps. From field goal, potentially touchdown, to no points in a punt. That's big. Something that reminded me a little bit of our boy Trey Flowers. Kind of makes you miss him a little bit. Good to see. I'm happy. I'm excited to get him back. I think it's Thanksgiving by the fastest he could get back. It may not be though because it's a short week. So maybe actually after Thanksgiving. But either way, watch Austin Bryant's play. You see Austin Bryant getting involved. You're actually going to see both edge rushers drop here. They're only going to be 3 to rush. Only bringing 3 rushers on this play. But this is something we saw in film. And again, you could tell they are prepared. Matt Patricia had this defense. Corey Unlin had this defense prepared for what to expect. They go with the bunch set here, okay? They got trips over here. They got the 3 receivers. And knowing that, Matt Patricia sees how they're lined up, and instead of bringing the pressure in, which is exactly what they want to do on the screen, he drops. Austin Bryant's going to drop and take away the initial look. Now, off of that, what the Washington football team tries to do is fake it and hit you with a shot here. So they'll have Logan or they'll have this receiver, you know, either one or both, and they'll kind of fly by. So as soon as he fakes it, if a cornerback jumps, he's got that pass. But Lions discipline, they don't jump, and Austin Bryant steps down to take away the McKissick pass, so he doesn't get the easy pass. And once you take the initial look away, the initial fake and take a look, it's supposed to be a bang-bang play, but if there's, you know, if you take it away right away, all of a sudden there's not really a lot of options for Alex Smith, and you're going to see it here. So watch this. Watch Austin Bryant, boom. Austin Bryant jumps out there. You can see it was just a simple fake. We saw this against the Giants. I think it was the Giants. They did the same play and they picked up like 50 yards. Not here, though. You can see he goes to quick fake. Probably wasn't ever even looking to go there anyways, but you can see the Lions, they're disciplined enough, at least Trufant is, and they're dropping in his zone. They have the help over top, and all of a sudden Alex Smith rolls out and there's nothing there. I mean, because he doesn't have a lot of options, so he kind of just chucks it out of bounds. Boom, you get off the field. That's a big play. Toss route. Now, in the past, this is going to be a huge gain. Early in the season, this is probably a huge gain, but not now. Justin Coleman's the guy to keep an eye on. He made a lot of big plays in this game, and he was a very big factor. And I think it's also Jamie Collins. I think this is actually who's the other player to keep an eye on here. So they're going to go the crossing routes, as usual. You know, a lot of teams do that against the Detroit Lions, but people don't realize the Lions are improving here in communication. Watch how smooth this is. I mean, it is beautiful how smooth this is. All right, so look at how it's set up right now. Set up right now as if, okay, if Jamie keeps following and Coleman keeps following, you're going to have a big gain on one of these dump downs. But that's not the case. What you're going to see here is you're going to see the safety. You're going to see him drop down. So he's going to take away the tight end. All of a sudden, you're going to see Jamie Collins and Desmond True and Jamie Collins and Justin Coleman pass off. So they go with the crossing routes, but the Lions pass off. So they pass off the routes, and they have to dump it over the middle, and there's nothing there. So watch. Steps down, they take away the tight end. Crossing routes, they switch. Beautiful communication. They make basically a triangle here, right? There's like a triangle of coverage over the middle here. And there's nothing for Smith. You can see there's getting some pressure in there, right? They're beating their guys because at this point, you're able to get some pressure. Boom, there's the hit on the quarterback. Who was that off the end? Who was that off the end? Okay, you can see they did a little bit of a stunt there. Griffin gets inside and it's Raglan off the end. Boom, you hit the quarterback. He has to throw it low and it's incomplete and you get off the field. That was the difference. The communication. Can you guys see how big of a difference this is making? This is making a huge difference as the season goes on as they continue to work together and improve and they're able to make some of these big plays. Here you go. Once again, Alex Smith, he's a veteran. All right, so you can't tell things before the play. Another great job here. Looks like man-to-man coverage, right? Looks like man-to-man across the board. Okay, so you got Alex Smith looking at this saying, okay, I only need 3 yards. All I got to do is dump it out here to the running back, and he's going to have a one-on-one with Okudah. Not the case. The Lions look like they're a man. However, before you know it, boom, they drop in his zone. Okay, Coleman drops. Now all of a sudden they're passing off these crossing routes. You're going to have the regular step down to take away this crossing route. You got your 2 guys here to take this away, and you're going to have Okudah over top. So, but he's already going to running back knowing he only needs 3 yards because he pre-diagnosed that, hey, this is going to be open. This is going to be the move to go. But we drop in his zone. Then you just need to make a play. And Coleman, boom, brings him down. Nothing there. You can see Patricia's excited. Now it moves up to a 4th and 3. The Lions, they give up the first here, but they had a great position. This is kind of what happened in the second half. Great spot. Once again, you're in a great spot to make the play. Justin Coleman's the guy to keep an eye on here. He's actually going to pass off first, and then boom, he's going to drop here. You're just going to get, I think this is a simple zig route, right? It's just a simple, these are really tough to cover, just by the way. And man-to-man, tough because they start inside and they just, boom, they hit you right back with it. But Coleman's all over it. He was so close to getting, look at this. I mean, if anything, knock it away. He's about to knock it away. You think you could tackle him short, but since he's going for the football, you can't bring him down. If he's just focused on the tackle, he's short. but he can't, and it picks up a big game. But you can see great position again. That time he's running able to make the play. They have a chance to get off the field. They're going to bring a 3-man rush. Again, if you can bring 3 and get any kind of pressure, you're in a good spot. So they're actually going to double team Everson Griffin. He goes with a little bit of a move here. I don't know what that was. He's not able to get there, but they only bring 3. So you're dropping 8 in a coverage. That's all you need is a stop here. And again, watch how well they do this. So you're seeing man-to-man, right? You're seeing man-to-man on the outsides. And then you're going to hit him with the double move. They're going to try to get T-Walk here. But look where he's looking right now. He's looking in the middle of the field, right? Alex Smith is looking at the middle of the field. Why is he doing that? He's looking at the middle of the field because, again, they're setting up a crossing route. But watch the communication between linebackers. Zone dropping for linebackers. Watch this. They pass off. All he has to do is pass off the first man, and now you have 8 in coverage. You're basically double teamed here. You got 2 guys here. You got a 1-on-1 here. You got your linebackers passing off, and then it's just 1-on-1 with a safety and a running back. Usually you would take your safety there. He does lose him a little bit, but it's a very tough throw to make, and all of a sudden you're off the field. It's communication. They're taking away the first look, they're taking away that first read, and they're making you beat them. He's making you make that pass, at least against Alex Smith. Now, certain quarterbacks, you don't want to do this. Certain quarterbacks are like, hey, I got to get pressure on this guy because he will beat me. Alex Smith, he's thinking, okay, you got to beat me. You got to beat me with this. I'm going to take away your first look. If we can get any pressure, great, but you got to beat me with tough passes. And he wasn't able to do it there. Time, you get a fumble. They're moving the ball again, but you get a fumble, and this is just a heads-up play. It's pretty simple, right? They're all going to kind of come over the middle. Force fumble here. Watch. Michael Ford goes down, punches it out. Great job by Penasini to get into play. That's just a little thing that usually players give up on, but since he was willing to get back into play, he was actually able to scoop up that fumble. So, moved the ball in the first half. Yes, they moved the ball really well in the first half, but the problem is they weren't able to cap off of these drives. They weren't able to make the critical play offensively, and we were playing strictly bend, don't break. They were taking a lot of time possession. Patricia was worried about that, but they were. And because of that, he really couldn't get out of their own way. It's kind of like us, right? When we were taking a lot of time possession and we turned the ball over because you had the ball so long, it's like, dang, okay, what we were trying to do, we almost did it, but we didn't, so it really hurts. Here, that's kind of what was going on. They were taking a lot of time possession, but they couldn't cap off the drives, so all of a sudden they were in a bad spot, and that's why they were down so much. But here in the second half, what goes wrong? This, guys, is a 4th and 13. This game could be over on this play. This is the end of the third. This is our first drive in the second half, and it's near the end of the third quarter, about 2 minutes left, and we give up a first down here. Now, when I watch this back, I see, okay, we're up by 21. I see, okay, maybe, you don't really see this on TV. So it's pretty simple. Everybody's just going to kind of sit here. They're playing the sticks, and they're going to get Logan Thomas kind of just curl over the middle, and they give up the first. But watching it back, I almost feel like Jaron Kearse was expecting Tracy Walker to expect him to help him a little bit because they're playing man across the board everywhere. Walker's kind of just sitting over the middle trying to help everybody, trying to help the inside, right? He's trying to help the inside. And when Alex Smith throws here, you can see how he's kind of playing him to the outside leverage, trying to give him the inside. And he's probably thinking, okay, Walker's going to drop down and pick this off. Well, he doesn't. And all of a sudden, it's completed right there. That play could pretty much end the game. That's just, okay, you weren't able to make the play. If you make that play, the game's over. It's probably over, but you're not even make that play. We go simple coverage. Again, people are telling me they're playing prevent defense. Please show me where prevent defense is. I'm just wondering where's prevent defense. This ain't prevent defense. But what you see here, Justin Coleman on a chance to get off the field, just a simple in route. This time he gets beat man-to-man. This happens. I mean, it's football. It happens. Sometimes you get beat. This is something that kind of looks like Okuda a little bit, right? He gets turned right here, boom.
One thing to note here really quickly, again, look at the bottom of the screen. Look at the effort to take away the crossing routes. You see them passing off.
He's expecting the deep route. He turns all the way around, and all of a sudden you have an opportunity to just hit it over the middle. Boom, it's complete, and it's a first down when they need a lot of yards. One problem I did have, you guys remember we talked about this during the game plan? I talked about, hey, Okuda in zone coverage. I don't like it. I don't like Okuda in zone because he plays way too far off. He's not confident in zone yet, and that's okay. He will get there. Okay, he's way better man. He's just not confident in zone yet. He's just still too young with it. He's still too early with it. Again, they're doing a solid job taking away the crossing route, which will be the first. But you can see Okuda, you can see Alex Smith is already looking that way. He's just too young. He just hasn't, had enough experience with it, in my opinion. You can see how far off he's playing. Someone's got to be tighter here. It's about 10 yards again in between. And if Okuda gets down, if he's a little bit tighter here, because he's got to realize he's the deepest. I think he's too worried about a deep route, but he's the deepest. If you can jump down on that, you're going to be able to make the play. It's really hard for the quarterback to judge how far you are, the depth. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to go down and make the play. And that's one problem that I had there, is that it's just simply that putting Okuda out in that deep third is tough. Now, you get him underneath, he's better. But you put him out there deep, he just really struggles with it. He's just not there yet as a player. Now, here we go. This one, again, this is an opportunity to force a 3rd and 9. Instead, they get a 1st and 10 because you get a holding call on Jaron Kearse. Again, they're playing tight. They're playing tight coverage. They're trying to get off the field. You get holding right here. They throw the holding flag right there. And because of that, all of a sudden it's a first down. There's no completion. This would be 3rd and 9 if there's no flag. Instead, it's the first down. The drive sticks alive. That's the difference. This was good. This was the only difference between the first half and second half. We just could not close out on these plays. See the Lions do a little stunt inside there. Then you're going to take a deep shot. This is true fight is getting beat man to man. That's all it was. Now, this one's interesting as well because you see he's playing man. It wasn't a very good release for Trufant. I'm almost wondering a little bit if he was thinking that, okay, maybe Harmon will be able to get down and help me on this, because watch how he plays this. You see how he kind of stutters a little bit, kind of like trying to take away the inside, and he's like, okay, but it's an outside route. He's trying to take away the inside. Maybe he's thinking Harmon will get there and be able to jump down on this. Unfortunately, Harmon's too late. You do have 2 deep safeties, so maybe he's thinking, okay, he's going to help me on this corner route. He's not able to help him man-to-man, and he gets that corner route and Trufant's beat. Either that or Trufant was just simply beat, and he thought he was going inside, and he wasn't.
So keep in mind, this was a 3rd and 13 instead of a 4th down because we decided to accept the penalty on that play.
It could be that simple. It really could be. So I don't want to make it more than it really was, but that's what it could be. Now, here you go. And again, this is an opportunity to end the football game. This is a 4th down. The game's over if you get off the field here. And watch this. They call pass interference on this one. Oh, my goodness. He knew the route. He had his hand on the shoulder. And he knew the route. And he about picked it. Even Aqib Talib, who was the announcer, who was a former cornerback, said, you can't call a flag on that. And they called a flag and the drive stayed alive. Even Trufant thought the game was over, but they called a flag. They called a flag and the game still goes. Okay, hold up. Now we got another opportunity. Just can't give up any points and the game's over. We end up getting a field goal on this drive. At least we got the stop there. I watched this back. I'm not even sure what the heck they called this for. So you're going to get Trufant 1-on-1. Again, they're playing tight, and it's not that close of a first down. They're playing aggressive still. The Lions show. They bring 4 like they usually have been, and he gets Trufant 1. They called holding right here. This is where they call holding. That's holding. Because of that's holding, the drive stays alive. Again, another opportunity to get off the field and end the game. They call holding. Drive stays alive. They didn't even know what it was. Trufant didn't even know what it was. They called holding, and their drive stays alive. And then finally, this is simple. You got Amani Oruwariye on the bottom here. You got Amani 1-on-1. You can't really see him because the red thing's in the way. But you have Amani at the bottom of your screen. All right, the Lions are going to do, again, a solid job of taking this away. This is how many yards they need. But Amani, look, it's just simple. He's just beat. He's just simply beat 1-on-1. And he's in great position to knock this away. Kind of reminds me of the Saints game with Okudah. Look how good position. I mean, that could be a pick. The receiver slowed down. Could you think about this? If Amani doesn't slow down here, he picks his watch. He slows down. That could be a pick. He could jump that. Oh, and look who's getting pressure off the edge here. Look who it is, baby. It's Everson freaking Griffin again. Look at him just blow by his guy. Almost gets to the football. And he's just not even going to happen. Earlier in film, I missed it, but he does a spin move and he almost gets there. He was getting a lot of pressure, and that's why they were bringing 4. And again, Amani almost a pick, but he gives up the first down. That's all it was. That was the difference between the first half and the second half. Wasn't a change in scheme. Wasn't a change in here's what we're trying to do. It was just pretty simple. Both halves was basically the exact same. The difference was you just couldn't make those critical plays. All right? Think about it like this. In the first half, they were 1 for 6 on 3rd downs. Until their final drive in the first half, where they were 2 for 2. 1 for 6 on 3rd downs until their final drive on the first half, which resulted in a fumble. So they didn't get points anyways. In the second half, they were 4 for 7 on 3rd downs, plus 2 for 2 on 4th downs. Remember, it was 4-down territory in the second half as well, which helps the offense. But 4 for 7 on 3rd, 2 for 2 on 4th down. That was the difference. And offensively, we have back-to-back 3-and-out possessions. In the first half, we didn't have that. In the first half, we only had 1. In the second half, we had 2. Let's take it back to the offseason. What do we preach all offseason? Dagger time, okay? Under Matt Patricia, we've given up a lot of leads. He's a bend, don't break type of defense. That's what he likes to do a lot of times, especially in this game. So for this one, for the first half, we threw a lot of daggers in him. We put a lot of daggers in the Washington football team. But when it mattered most, we weren't able to do it consistently defensively in the second half. And that's what allowed him back into it. And then in the 3rd to 4th quarter, back-to-back 3-and-outs. Our first one, we have a pass from Matthew Stafford that's overthrown. Actually, watching him back, wasn't too bad of a decision. He tried to go there quick, but he overthrew it. So we made a punt. Okay, you know what? Next drive, let's get the first. But we don't again because we get a holding call. Then it's 3rd and 7. You can't get in 3rd and long against this team. Their only sack came when we were in a position like 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. They bring pressure. We have to send guys deep to try to get to the first down marker. We're not able to do it, and he's sacked. The only time he was sacked in that game. That really hurts because you're not even pushing the ball. You're not taking any time possession. You're not putting any pressure back on the other team. That's why dagger time is something we talked about so much this offseason. And in the second half, we didn't see it consistently from the defense. However, boy, is it great to have a guy like Matthew Stafford or Matt Prater. Because at dagger time, even though we didn't show it defensively, we at least held him to a field goal. We didn't give up a touchdown, so we partly sort of did, but we really didn't in the second half. Even though we weren't able to do it defensively, it is a team effort. And at the end of the day, while it wasn't pretty, dagger time did come from our offense. With 16 seconds against the top passing defense, yes, there was a flag there, but there were some flags on our defense as well. With 16 seconds, We were able to go down the field again, field range, and Matt Prater put through a 59-yard kick. It's dagger time, all right? That's what the Lions need because, again, no one cares how you win at the end of the day. Did you win? Did you not? That's all that matters with your record, okay? That's all that's going to matter, right? When the Patriots weren't able to get in from the 2-yard line, no one cared, right? When we dropped the pass for Bears, no one's giving us a half win for that. Still a loss, man, because we didn't have that dagger. This game, we put the dagger through them. As ugly as it may have been for the fourth, we were able to put that dagger into the Washington football team there with Matthew Stafford and Matt Prater, and that's why it's such a benefit to have that guy instead of saying, okay, well, hold up. Now that we're down, we're relying on someone else that we don't really think he could take it down the field. It's great to have those guys back. And, yeah, I mean, again, that's why we said this is what it's going to rely upon. We need Matthew Stafford to be really well, and he played a heck of a game for the most part. So that was awesome. Dagger time. We need to be better, but it was still technically dagger time offensively. The thing is, our offense, they did score 6 times. 6 of the 10 times they had the ball, they scored. Over half the time we're scoring, that's pretty solid. So Lions were able to come away with a win, but that was what happened. That's why the points were given up. That's what happened there in the first half and second half. I just wanted to point out those critical plays, takeaways. Everson's a monster. We get him with Trey. I'm excited to see that. And the communication better. You can tell these guys have been playing together and they're getting used to each other, getting comfortable. And as this continues, they're going to be better. They won't be perfect. You're going to get beat, but they are improving at times. So it's great to see that. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out. Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey, shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?